All right. Mr. Shudanshu, we have ourselves a meeting.
So, like live, now we can start. So,
Yeah,
hello everyone. Yes.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking if we should. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Layer 5's website meeting. Like today, basically we discuss here about all the agendas related to the website. So whatever items do you have like to discuss related to any of the websites or PR to discuss, design to discuss, feel free to write these agendas in the meeting list. Vivek has already shared this in the chat. So before moving up to the agenda items, just my screen stop to share. Yeah. Okay. So before starting, if there is any newcomers joining this call for the first time, feel free to introduce yourself. And if I can see, let me see. If anyone joining for the first time, please, if you can introduce yourself. I can see Sharman, are you joining for the first time? Sharman Asar.
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm from now currently I'm an Android developer in Shopify Technologies, and I'm from India. And recently I joined this community, and I'm really excited. Yeah, I got my contribution. Currently, I'm actually setting up Meshery on my local environment.
Thank you for see, Anupreet Srivastav, are you joining for the first time this meeting?
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Okay, so I am Anubhav Srivastav. I am a freelance web developer, and I am also into Web3 and Solidity. And I'm a second year CSC undergrad. And I have joined this program through LFX.
I can see Rajshekhar. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, myself Giriraj Shekhar. I'm a third year CS undergrad student from Chhattisgarh, a Central University. My main, I have good knowledge in MenStack. I would like to participate in the layer 5 to organized way. I want to contribute in layer 5 by designing some UI UX designs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Akshaya Madhuri, are you joining for the first time?
Yeah, I'm joining for the first time. Is it audible?
Yeah, you. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Akshaya Madhuri. I'm recent graduate from Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. Yeah, I'm contributing to Layer 5 as a blog writer right now. Thank you.
Very good. So I don't see any newcomers joining to the call. So if anyone here joining the first time, like feel free to interrupt and introduce yourself.
Sir, previously I have joined the newcomers meeting, and
yeah, same here. Actually, I have also joined the newcomers meeting, but not the website meeting. This is my first time joining the website meeting.
Okay.
also for me.
So you would like to introduce yourself, is Sagar and Yogesh. So
Yogesh, you can go first.
So hello everyone, I am Yogesh. I am currently pursuing my BTech from IIIT Jabalpur. I am a MenStack developer, and other than this, I have some knowledge of Python and Golang, and I want to contribute in open source. So, and I found this Layer 5 community, and it is a community. I found that it is a good for newcomers, so I joined it, and I am contributing Layer 5 community.
like Sagar.
Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Sagar. So I am a recent graduate from MIT University, and from the past like 2 weeks, I have been the part of the Layer 5 community, and I'm trying to contribute on the front end part of the Layer 5 repo, as well as I'm currently setting up my Messenger repo on the local system. And as a professional, I am a React.js developer. That's it.
So like now we can start. If anyone is want to visit, pause for 10 seconds, you can go. Great. So like now you can start. First item from the Layer 5, we have the Vivek award badges. Everyone has come first. So like Vivek, you wanna share this update?
I'll share my screen. Okay, so this PR is about adding badges to member profile. I'll share, yeah. So yes, this PR is awarding badges to some select members, and the members are Isuko, who is a maintainer at Meshery, then Avantika, Ritik, Abhishek, Yash, a messmate, Sudhanshu, host of the meeting today, and Pranav, Hers, Uzair, and Casey, again a messmate. So let's know about the badges that we have in Layer 5. So if you come on /community/members page on layer5.io, you see we have a couple of badges for different projects and the specs of community, like community and writer and landscape. So the members who have a profile here, their profiles gets badges based on like in which part of the community or projects they are being impactful. So if you'd like to know, how you also can get a member profile invite, or the ways, if you want to know about the ways in which Layer 5 recognizes the contributors, so you can come to handbook, and then in recognition section, you will get all the details, like what are the ways in which Layer 5 recognizes the contributor who are actively contributing and are constant with their engagement. So we have there are basically two ways, like inviting members to have a member profile, and then to orgs, GitHub orgs, and then we have the badges. And so yes, you can read more about it on layer5.io/community/handbook and /recognition page. I'll share the link in the chat. So yes, do go and congratulate these members as appreciation to their efforts they are putting into the community. Yep. Thank you, Sudhanshu.
Great. So like, yeah, to contribute, and you will certainly have those badges in your plate also. I just share my screen. Okay, so next is
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. I just had a couple of questions, if I might. One was, Vivek, was part of what you were saying that anybody on the call might end up with a profile, or that they might end up with badges as well? And how? Okay, that makes sense. That's you were saying that's primarily based on their contribution, kind of how they
Engage with the community. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are all of those recognitions, all of those badges, like code centric, code based?
No, they are not. Definitely they are not. So like I mentioned, in the community, it needs not to be like, technical oriented. So if you are interested in writing blogs, like Akshaya earlier in the call signaled. So if you are interested in community management, writing blogs, so we do have writer programs. So those are the areas in which there is no code involved. And in those areas too, you can participate and get recognized. So you see, we have community badge and then writers badge here.
Oh yeah. And is it like a UI, if you do UX stuff?
Yes, UI UX stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'll share the link.
Huh. It had been suggested at one point that there be a UX wall of fame, or like a lot of times the UX work happens inside of Figma, since that's one of the tools that we use here. And it's not always easy for those that contribute things directly inside of GitHub. There's part of their profile gets built up as they do that. But it's sort of for the UXers, it's kind of just left up. Sorry, I just woke up. It's kind of left up to them to like build their own profile. It doesn't necessarily happen automatically. They have to, and so part of what there had been some thought around a wall or a place for signatures, or I don't know, maybe a collage or something of. Has there been any further discussion on how there might be additional recognition for those types of contributions?
I don't think so. Like there's certain type of discussion or other type of contributions.
Okay, nice. All right. Well, for those that are on the call, then I suppose if people have thoughts, maybe just bring them up in Slack or start a discussion on the discussion forum, and maybe we should do that. Maybe we should have a page on here or something. The other thing I wanted to ask, so my second question, that was one really long question. Sorry. My second question was, I'd seen some work from some of you on other badges other than the ones that we just looked at. And I was curious about the difference and where those are. And so maybe that's a question that somebody wants to answer later, or if you want to do it now, that's fine as well.
Okay.
So Ritik or Vivek, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll also want to add something. Recently, like right now, Ritik had shared the Discuss forums links. So we, consistently recognize those who are active on discussion forum, answering others, helping others. So yes, do participate on Discuss forum, ask your questions, help others. So yes, you can check out the link that Ritik just shared.
Cool. How about I have a question? Anybody can answer that one? Ritik, how about you? Can you answer it?
Like the new badges that we have for in Machine Cloud. You are talking about those badges, right? Those new badges that we have.
I don't know. Are there other badges?
No.
Then I must be talking about those. What are those?
Yeah.
What are those? Where are they? And yeah, maybe. Yeah. Do you want to Yeah. How about this? How about when you speak next, can you show those as well and explain all of those as well? Those other badges.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll open.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
So next up we have video creation battle of mice. Leah, would you like to talk about this?
Oh no. Sure. At this point, everyone's going to be sick of hearing me talk. Hey, if you're speaking of non-code ways to engage in the community, if you are into Adobe After Effects, if you have any amount of skill there or talent in this way, then you might consider participating in the creation of a video that will help describe one of the projects. So this is a recently opened request. There's a storyboard for describing a video to be created that would help convey the power and functionality of one of the projects here, the Mesh Map project. So cool. Yeah. Signal if you're interested.
So next up we have from Saksham, add guidelines to contributing in community handbook. Saksham, would you like to show us your update?
Sure. Hey guys, so I'll just share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so
Wait,
the
I'm compelled to interrupt because I know Saksham has been here a while and he's gonna, it seems like probably talk about some of the ways in which the community works. And so Saksham, what are some of the other ways in which the community works? Like when you share your screen, are there any pre-established guidelines around that? I know that you know, because I know that we've had this discussion before. Which is, since you're not saying it, which is, hey, if it costs $2 each time that you ask, can you see my screen? Skip the question and just proceed hastily so that we all can not be bored. Anyway, yeah, please
okay.
continue. I think you're at $6, so we'll collect.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm harassing you. I'm just using it as an example, just because. But yeah, sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
So recently, there has been a triage between community members, in getting assigned issues, and some people were just opening PRs for the issues that were not assigned to them. And, we aren't even sure if those issues were relevant in the first place. So we wanted to, set up some guidelines in the FAQ section of the community handbook, and, how one should engage in the community, and which issues should they take up, and when should they actually open a PR and engaging with other community members. So this was the issue. And I just added, just a second. I just made a PR about this, the simple guidelines which Lee specified in the issue. And this is how it looks on the FAQ section.
Cool. Any feedback for Saksham? All right, fair enough. Please give it a read and see if this makes sense. Maybe there's some rephrasing or some additional thoughts that people might want to add, but Saksham, thank you very much for capturing this. It might be helpful to some. It might be helpful to point people to occasionally. We certainly the yeah, I'll give it a read because it's certainly intended to be helpful guidance, helpful pull request and issue etiquette, so to speak. Sort of like when email first came out, there was guidelines, etiquette about how to send what you do when you write your emails. Like, don't use all caps lock because people think you're yelling at them. And so, anyway, good. If anybody on the call has feedback, please don't hesitate. Everyone on the call or off the call is welcome to offer review on any pull request. So you don't need any special privileges or anything like that. Just go make a comment, go look at the change. It's a good way to get involved, a soft way to get involved. Everybody likes receiving feedback as well. So cool. Oh, thank you, Saksham.
Okay,
any
thanks.
Thanks for sharing the update section. Move up next to Rakshit. You have 2 agenda items to discuss about. Rakshit, you want to show up your updates? Yeah, yeah. I guess you are not audible, Rakshit.
No, it doesn't work.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Last week, I worked on 2 issues. Firstly, it was members profile. It looks like this. And second one was to add slider in the proudly maintaining and contribution. It was like this, means in this, these communities badges were not visible. So I was asked to make contour of it. And now it looks like this.
Could you show that light mode? Is it similar to?
Sorry.
Does it like every logos work fine in light mode also?
No.
I guess that had to be updated, right?
Yes. Also, should I do some padding also?
Yes. Are you asking? Wait, we're showing the, cool. Yeah, they're too tight. They're too close together. Great call, Rakshit. Also, I guess what? We don't have enough, what do you call it? Logos here to really make it a carousel. Why? Well, because you see some of the same logos more than once really quickly. And so, fortunately for you or for the rest of us, we do have a lot of logos. There are a lot of things that are technologies that are integrated. There is a super long list of them. We don't have to list them all. Actually, now that we start talking about this, I'm not entirely sure that we should still really have this section on the site. So I should have said that before you started working on the issue. But if you go back, if you're able to share the screen one more time.
Yes, I will share.
Okay. There's a couple of things. Yeah, by the way, everybody that's on the call might have an opinion about this or might have some feedback to offer. So please do. I'll say a couple of things. Anyone else is welcome to chime in. Yeah, Rakshit, yeah, in fact, some margin between them is probably what we're looking for. Yeah.
Okay,
But
I will add some margins.
More than that, additional logos, you can go to the integrations portion of this page itself.
Okay.
So if you scroll up, you'll find a section in which there's a long list of, I'm sorry, it's not on this page. It's on the homepage. Did you, was this, what do you call it? That carousel, is it only found on the projects page?
Projects page?
Yeah. Is the carousel only found on the projects page?
Yes, it is only there. On the home page, we have this one carousel, this one.
Oh, okay. Okay. We used to have integrate the current carousel that you're working on. It used to be on the homepage, so but it's not anymore. Okay, that's why I'm getting confused. Yeah, if you scroll down a little bit on the homepage, there's a full section of 230 integrations, and so there's like 230. Well, there's a couple hundred logos. Yeah, if you go back to where you were, where it says 230 integrations.
This one.
Yep.
Okay.
If you click on see all, there's a lot of logos to choose from in here. So if you were to pluck a few and put them into the carousel, we'll have a much more lively carousel, and you'll actually have justification for having a carousel. Because if you don't add more logos, we can't do the carousel. It's more like an embarrassment to like, we integrate with all of these things, all 5, and you can see all 5 right here, and then we start repeating ourselves. And so, yeah, if you add a few more logos, that'll be helpful. Here's the thing is, the logos that you need should be in a horizontal format. So see that TKIV in the center, the like 3rd row from the bottom? It's got a red icon with white, and it says TKIV. There you go. Yeah, see how that one's laid out horizontally? It has the logo, and then if you move your mouse off the thing. Okay. It has the logo and the word. And so that's a horizontal layout, which is the same layout as the ones that are being used inside your carousel. That's the type of logo that you need. There are others in the community that can point you to where you can get horizontal layouts for many, many of these logos.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Anybody else have feedback? Thoughts?
Just see, Rakshit, that we would be having those both dark mode and light mode images. So since the light mode doesn't work.
Okay. I will work on that.
Rakshit, hey, thanks for presenting. That might have been your first time presenting on this call. And so good job. Thanks for jumping in.
Thank you, Lee.
Next up, we have Yogesh Saini. Yogesh, do you want to share your update regarding footer is hiding underneath and GitHub icon and footer?
Is my screen is visible to you?
Yes, it is.
I have worked on 2 PRs on which I got a comment to add this in meeting. So first one is that there was a error, there was a issue regarding the GitHub icon. So I have created it like this, and if we will see it in live, then how can I use? Here is the layer website, and this is the live show of these changes. And other issue on which I have worked, that is this issue in which the footer was hiding. The footer was hiding in the below to the keyboard of the mobile. So if I will go to the issue, but when I tried to produce it in my local environment, then it was not occurring. So I think that it can occur in some devices, or it can't occur in some devices. So I tried it to solve. So when I tried to produce this in my local environment, then I found that it is not occurring in my local environment. It is working fine in all the mobiles I have checked. Here is the proof of that.
So like specifically where it is not working.
Yeah, the issue is not valid, I think, because it is working fine in all the mobiles. I have checked it.
Means the solution is already there, like you were saying. It's already working.
Yeah. But what about this issue? Regarding the icon of GitHub.
So the changes made are style changes, right? You haven't added any new SVG or anything.
I have changed the icon. There was available icon of GitHub. I have used that another icon. It was already present in the repository.
Okay. I'll review the PR. I'm not sure to add the new SVGs the correct way. So let's see.
Thanks, Karan.
Also, this is a question to Vivek. So, have you documented anywhere about how to reflect the changes made on the discussion forum locally?
We have that somewhere in the contribution docs. So that like all the changes that you want to make to discussion forum, that can be done only via making changes via admin panel. So I think it's documented somewhere in the layer 5 contributing guide. So yeah, I will find that out and then point.
Okay, so yeah, that is relevant with this issue that the contributors had mentioned. Even I was unable to reproduce it, so it would be great if you try it and review it.
Yeah, okay.
And
Okay.
Yogesh, I think Harsh was asking in the chat if you don't mind maybe hovering over the GitHub icon a couple of times just to show the effect.
Yeah, sure.
And then just to clarify, Karan was, yeah, do it a little more slowly if you would. And then maybe roll your mouse across the other ones as well. I think Karan was also pointing out that the discussion forum, which is at discuss.layer5.io, it has probably a very similar footer. And so as you make an improvement here, Yogesh, Vivek and Karan can help ensure that that same change is reflected on the discussion forum. It works a little bit differently because the discussion forum itself is it's an instance of discourse.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it gets updated slightly different. But yeah, Harsh, does this help answer your question about the hovering?
Yeah.
Yep, and also like if the changes are important, so we could implement this in the layer 5 template. So if in the future, if any new website is being created, so that these effects will be reflected on each every one of them.
So is these changes are acceptable or not?
First of all, they're just terrible. It's horrible.
Yes.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
man, I can't. I'm just kidding, Yogesh. It just feels like we're having a difficult time having fun on the call. I'm just trying to harass you. Cool. Well, yeah, I think that they're an improvement. Especially if you were to show the before, probably not as good. So yeah, if people navigate just to layer 5,
appearing slightly
yeah.
as the original GitHub icon.
Cool. Well, let's move on. We should spend 10 minutes
Okay.
on hovering.
Okay.
Thank you, Yogesh. It's good.
Okay.
It's an improvement. Let's merge it. Let's get it in.
Abid, I think your mic is just. So we just move it. Next we have from Harsh. Yeah, I guess, sorry, Abid, like you want to share your update regarding the status. Yes. Abid.
Mr. Sophie might have froze right at the wrong time.
Okay, so we can circle back then once he's come back. So next up we have Ranjan. Would like to just share your 3 updates regarding. Okay. So we have Ranjan on this call. Great.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. $2 fine for you too.
So I worked on 3 issues on layer 5. So first was changing the FAQ behavior of the accordions. So this was one. This was my pull request, and this is the preview. Earlier, the accordion had a behavior like if you open this question, then if you try to open another, it will open, but it will not close the other. So I fixed this. So if we close this now, it just closes. And also, someone asked me to fix this. What is the difference between mesh map beta and cloud native playground text? So I fixed that. So this is what I did in this PR. And in the second, it was about adding Docker as a partner. So this was my PR, and in the preview I have added Docker as a partner, and this is the text. This text needs some proofreading from any of the maintainer. I have taken this text from the discussion in discuss.layer5.io, and third one was about installation instructions. So for this, I need some clarifications from any of moderator, because the issue was like in Meshery.io and Layer.5.io, there are like the installation instructions are different. Like for example, if we take the kind user installation instruction, uh, there are different instructions, like you can see on the screen. So I need clarification regarding this, which one to include or which one not to. Like for kind, there are completely different instructions. So these were my 3 issues.
Nice. Ranjan, go back if you would for a moment to, by the way, when you see this wall of people that are on the call, there are so many of us here that are so desperate to connect and make friends and do things and engage, and yet only like 6 or 7 of you have your webcams on. Some of you can't turn on your webcams because bandwidth issues. Some of you may not have brushed your hair. Hey, that didn't stop me. I still did it. So yeah. So anyway, if you got a webcam, turn it on so we can connect, man. I mean, it's really difficult to harass people when you can't see their face. You don't know if you don't know if they're laughing with you or if they're really upset at you. And so anyway, good. Oh, there he is. Oh, there's Ritik. Oh, Rex is with us. Good. I know Rex is a man of all right. Rex takes the sarcasm very well. He'll dish it back out too. Oh, good. So the question was for Ranjan was, gosh, for the kind-based installations, yeah, Rex, Ranjan, I think this is the answer to your question. As a project, Meshery doesn't support using manifests anymore. I mean, technically it does. You can still go, you do the manifest-based instructions, but it was too much for us to sustain because there's like a bunch of different ways to install Meshery. And so we had just cut that one out in the past. Does that help at all with what you were asking?
Okay. So we have to make changes at Meshery.io.
Sure. Yep. The same set of instructions are over there as well as on the Layer5.io site. And we would want for them to be the same.
Okay. This was not the issue for only kind. There were 3-4 more services that had this kind of issue, like different installation instructions.
Okay. Generally, as you go to rectify that, generally the Meshery.io website is more up to speed. For the most part, I would consider that it is more accurate. And so you'd copy from there to Layer5.io.
Okay.
Nice.
Could you go
Good.
back to the first one, first PR that you showcased?
Yep, this one. So, what I meant was removing the HTML tags, and also like the beta should not be included there since it is just an FAQ section. So remove the beta too from there.
Yes, I have removed.
Yeah.
You can see here.
Yeah. Remove the beta word.
Okay, okay. I will move.
Okay. To the second one, did you took the text from the mentioned blog?
No, there was a discussion Q&A, or like an announcement was linked in the issue.
Okay,
So
okay,
I took the text
okay,
from there.
okay, okay. Okay, that was all.
So like do ping in the issue Ranjan, about getting the right content for correct. Right? Yeah. So Avid, do you like want to discuss about your updates, the input status thing? We're back. I guess it's not. Okay, so it's circle back if there's a second. So Harsh, would you like to share or update quickly about your social media icon size fix?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the issue was occurring at the Connect with Us page in the Layer 5 site, where the mail icon was a little too big than other icons. So, and there was a little bit of spacing here, which was not intended. So I think Savio commented on that. So it wasn't actually the issue with the CSS or anything, because all the images are of the same size according to styling, but the issue was with some white spacing around the image. So I have modified the image to add some white space around the image, and currently it looks like this. So yeah.
It works fine in the Lightroom browser, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's good for me if anybody has feedbacks.
Quick question, in the light mode, was there a stroke around each of the logos? Or it's just the Docker logo? Yeah. Ooh. Thanks. There's something else that we might want to consider actually outside of the logos, and maybe this isn't what Harsh was working on. By the way, Harsh, are you feeling better? You were
Yeah.
sick. Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling better now.
Okay, good. Harsh, yeah, I wonder if you don't mind either taking this feedback directly or maybe opening up an issue about it, but I don't know, does it strike anyone else that like those last four, what do you call it? It just says layer 5, layer 5, layer 5, layer 5. Now the first one says layer 5 IO, and that's because that's the name of the GitHub org. Why? Well, because layer 5 was taken, and the guys that use it, there's like 2 Germans who they don't actually use it. They just didn't want to give it up. So anyway, so we had to use layer 5 IO. And then unfortunately, some people refer to us as layer 5 IO. It's like, no, we're not our top level domain. That's not who we are. We're not on, Anyway, who we are is people who made bad jokes, apparently. But anyway, I just wonder if you see where it says subscribe on YouTube. It's like, well, I have a sense of what might occur when I click on that, or like, it's informative, right? Beyond it just being so. I just wonder if we might want to consider replacing some of that text with something else. I mean, do we have more than one GitHub org? We actually do. We actually have 5. which is why when some people say, hey, I'm working on issue number 4,422, it's like, that's wonderful. Could you please provide a link to it? Because we actually have about 90 repos here. So please be kind to your maintainers when you suggest you're working on anyway, so the point is, yeah, if Harsh, do you feel like being creative and maybe coming up with some alternative text? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, cool, thank you. And others might have helpful suggestions too. So. Cool.
Yeah. So that's all from my side. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so next up, Ritik, you want to share about our Layer 5 project image updated on about which? Blank, I guess. I can share the screen if there's not working.
Yeah, I was sharing that those badges that people can get. Okay, so the issue was the issue was to update this image about the project that Layer 5 has on Layer 5 about page. So
Ritik,
previously, yeah,
like your screen is showing a blank white.
okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, the issue was previously we had this image that was old, or that shows about the project that we have Layer 5 has. So then this image needs to be updated with the new one. So I have updated this with the new image. Also, the quality was not that much good because we were using static image tag provided by Gatsby, which converts the image into WebP and reduces the quality. So now I have updated that tag with the image tag, so now it looks better than before. This was the issue. The badges.
Cool. Hey, just as Ritik ties off that last update, I figured I'd make mention of this because I'm not sure if everyone is aware, but so Ritik refreshed this graphic on the about page on Layer 5 IO. Wonderful. Hopefully it's better than what we had before, and it tells a story about how Meshri is kind of the big rock, the largest project, but there are other projects and initiatives that satellite it, and part of the reason I'm interrupting is that I know it's not familiar to everyone, the notion that if you're working in Google Slides, which we do a fair bit, if you hang around long enough, you might look at a Google slide or two. As a matter of fact, Rex was looking at a Google slide that has to do with an overview of the Layer 5 community. And he might even share a link to that if he finds it. But in Google Slides, you can download the slides. You can also download an individual slide as a what, Ritik?
It's the
an SVG. Ritik, you are hard to hear. But yeah, an SVG. Hey, for fun, because I know that this will be fun. First of all, I wanted to let everybody know that you can actually do that from Google Slides, because it's not known by everyone. So, but Karan knows that. Actually, Karan's been updating the Meshri docs by downloading from the Meshri architecture deck different SVGs, right, and getting them uploaded into the docs. That's really helpful. What does SVG stand for? Vishwa, do you know? Just randomly picking on Vishwa. Or Vehab or Suhail? Any of the three of you randomly? Can flex your nerd a little bit. So why is Lee quizzing people randomly about SVG? One, to just mix it up on the call. I can't tell you, it gets a little old watching people present things and not getting a lot of feedback and them feeling like their contribution is not necessarily appreciated, and that couldn't be, you couldn't be any more wrong. Like, it really is appreciated. And there's lots of things to say, probably too little time to say it. I just want to make sure everybody on the call feels comfortable to give feedback, like do it. Maybe what you say isn't accepted. That's fine. Maybe what you display and demo isn't accepted. That's fine. Actually, it's probably better if it isn't. Why? Because that means you'll probably learn something, which is why I'm asking about what SVG stands for. Who has Googled it yet? Is it scalable something something? Scalable. Yep. Rex.
Vector graphics. Vector graphics.
Super. Why do we care about the graphic format?
It doesn't lose quality.
Beautiful answer. Yeah.
I think it's also easier to edit the color details with you. Yes.
Exactly. It's I don't know, at least for me, way back when I was a youngster, well, I mean, you can talk about like the fact that things, file format and the fact that there's different algorithms used for compressing, rasterizing images and compressing them, writing them to disk. But for SVGs, it's different. And it's not just SVGs, there's a class of different types of files that have the properties that Harsh and Rex just mentioned. And maybe that's as far as I'll take the discussion, because I could probably talk about 5 more minutes about some other attributes of SVGs and why we use them, but those two are most prominent, what Rex said and Harsh said. So we also favor WebP a fair bit. So maybe we should have a discussion about file formats and things another time and see if what we could all learn about them. What is JPEG 2000? What the heck is that versus JPEG? So anyway, if you're a nerd, super interesting, I suppose. But Ritik, you were going to talk about badges inside of what system?
Inside of Machine Cloud and Playground. I'm not able to open a Figma file right now.
Okay. Yeah. Do you mind? Would it be okay if I shared and you could?
Yeah.
All right. If I can find which file is it within?
It's on Machine Cloud. Machine.
All righty. In the mesh. All right. So if you've been around the
Machine,
cool. Inside of Mesh UI, if you've been around the project very long, there's predominantly 2 different design files inside of Figma that we use. And I know it's a super small font. I'm sorry. There's some way of like increasing the font size specifically. Yeah, specifically in the frames over here. And I forget what it is. Anyway, we use these quite a bit. Everyone is welcome to get view access to them immediately. If you don't have view access, I'll drop a link to where you can just invite yourself to get it. Okay, so for Meshery Cloud, is that what you were saying, Ritik?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's inside.
So there's some badges.
Yeah, if you go to the public profile section.
Profile.
Inside identity.
Inside
Identity, yeah, we have profile. We have a So we have two types of badges. Like one is for project badges that we discussed at the starting of our meeting, and the other badges. These are the other badges, activity badges that are assigned when you do some activity on a Mastery Cloud, or when you share, like when you create your first design on Playground. So you will get a badge which is designed by name, and for creating an application or even if you invite your friend to a Mastery Cloud, you will get a Bring a Buddy badge. These are some other types of badges that you can get.
Cool. Okay, I get what you're saying. Oh, hey, that's cool. Look at that. And if it was only stick figures, it'd be amazing.
But we don't support six figure for dark.
Yeah, what you say? Oh, we don't support dark.
Yeah, either we use light background.
Yeah, that is a problem.
We
Okay.
can try
well,
with it. Yeah.
Nice. So Ritik, what you're saying, so these are some new badges that are being developed, and it sounds like there are more on the way. If someone would like to try to design a new one based on a description, would it be okay if they reached out to you to make an attempt at one? Mr. Saxena? He's probably.
Can you repeat?
Yeah, your bandwidth is
Yeah, due to bad weather.
oh, okay. Yeah, hey, if you're into visual design, there's more badges to be done. And so these particular badges are based on activity. So if you're in the community and you're using Meshery or using some of the projects, that activity is noted within the software itself, within the open source software like Meshery itself. And you'll start to get some of these badges awarded just as you go. It's not like that's a novel concept or anything, but there's a collection of badges that visually look like this, and these are awarded based on activity, just automatically. There were some badges that we were looking at earlier on the call that Vivek and others were talking about inside of the community handbook, and that those show up on your member profiles. Please, for the love of God, can we switch this up? There's this guy here. There's this guy here again. Like there's other people here. We should, dear Lord, there's another one. It's a wonder that anybody shows up to this community when you got ugly faces like that. In the, if you have a community member profile, you might end up with, well, you might end up with, oh, Alvin's done a lot of work in Figma, but you might end up with a badge. So we were talking about these earlier. Here's that badge, right? And so these badges are awarded from community managers. They're also awarded based on activity, sure, but they're not automatic. Community managers in here meet once a week, and they review and assess whether or not it's time for different individuals to be awarded a badge or asked to take on a new role or be recognized in some way. Recognition is quite important to us. And so, yeah, I think that answers my earlier question about badges. So some that show up here, those other badges that we were looking at a moment ago, they end up showing up in your Meshery Cloud account if you have one of those. So Rex or Ritik or others, did you guys have anything else to add about these badges and the fact that there's two different collections? Oh, this is sad. This guy hasn't earned any yet. This is a bug. Cool, that's a bug because there are people that have earned them, and not
If you
being-
open Vivek profile here,
This guy, huh? Oh, Mr. Jha. This is Mr. Jha. Vivek, this guy.
yeah,
Oh. That's weird. That's kind of a weird hover over, don't you think? I think like we don't, this is not how we treat buttons. And so anyway. And ooh, Ritik, you were gonna say? This is an example of one. Seems like this is appropriate. This Vivek guy is pretty busy in the community, helps lots of people. He even laughs at my jokes sometimes. I mean, that counts for something. Back to you, Shubhashri.
We are already 4 minutes over. So like next item we will come take up in next meeting. One item has to be discussed. Vivek, you want to discuss about this new mockup page?
Yes, yes. I'll share my screen. Or you can open the issue, please, Sudhanshu. So if right now you were to go on mystery.io community page, so it's empty right now, and we have a design up thanks to Rex and Ritik and others. So we have a design up. You can and we have like different sections. So if you are interested, you can give it a go. You can take it section by section, or you can like take it fully. But yes, if you're interested to work on it, and it has got the priority like high. So yes, signal now in chat or in the GitHub comments. I guess yes, Sudhanshu has shared the link in the chat. So yes, comment and we will assign this to you.
So like if you have the Meshri.io set up in locally, so it's good to take off your these sections. If you're not and want to contribute, you can take the last subsections. So until that time, the upper sections will be made. Since it's the page is already empty, so we had to implement this as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. So do ping in the issue or Slack if you want to contribute in this. So yeah, next item we will discuss in the next meeting. And yeah, thank you for joining to the DFI's new law.
Sudhanshu.
Yeah.
So there's also another urgent item to discuss, that our build and preview workflow for the Meshia website is not working. It's failing again. It has to do with the Netlify environment. So I checked it. According to the error logs, the fetched cache is causing the issue. It might be a cause of the bundler change. So Lee, if you could just help there. I cannot assess this problem because I do not have the access for the Netlify team. More or less, we have to just clear the cache for this and rerun the workflows, and it should work fine.
Clear the cache, rerun the workflows for Meshri.io or for the docs.meshri.io?
Meshri.io.
Okay. All right, I've got an action item.
So we could wrap up. Okay, great. So thanks for joining the meeting, and do subscribe the calendar. I just shared the link so you get updates for the meets. And don't forget to start Meshri repo. It's always good to like when you contribute to projects to give stars. So yeah, thanks for joining, and let's meet next week. Thanks, bye everyone.
Thanks, Shubhashri.
Bye. Bye everyone.
Thanks, Sudhanshu.